today I am joined by Belgium's Mustii, an accomplished star of stage, screen, and the music world. Mustii has released two impeccable albums, 21st Century Boy and It's Happening Now, and will be taking to the stage in Malmö as Belgium's Eurovision Song Contest entrant with the melancholic but energetic Before the Party is Over. So, Mustii, thank you so much for joining me. This is a real highlight and a real pleasure for me.
My pleasure, Andrew. I'm happy. I'm happy to be with you. I will try to have a understandable English because I'm a bit tired, but it's it's a lot of things for now these days, but I'm not complaining. I'm really enjoying the process, but I will do my best so I can be understandable for you.
Well, you're now a global pop star. You're going to have to master all these
I
different
know.
languages.
I will work a lot, I have to speak so many languages now, but it's good. I love it.
It's fine. We'll get you on Duolingo. We'll have you a master of everything. So obviously you were the first act to be announced for the 2024 contest back in August.
Yeah, I hope it's not a bad thing. I hope I won't be the last then. I'm saying that all the time. If I'm the first announced, maybe I will be the last in the show. But no,
Or first.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's not talk about numbers. I just want to live all that with joy and just think about the art and meeting new people. For me, that's the most important thing,
Yeah.
more than the numbers and the contest in a way.
It's an amazing networking opportunity for artists and producers and writers. It's just a real fusion of all this amazing creative talent. So I think you definitely will get that out of it.
Yeah, I can feel that also. I'm already talking a bit with some artists, and I can feel that it's a good like group energy. I'm not sure, but I know that it's the mood of Eurovision. Artists are not they're like of course we want everyone wants to win, but I think it's more like the idea to create a community, to create a big group, and I love that this idea. I want to go there for that too. It's also my way of thinking.
Yeah.
Things.
So take me back to the moment where this conversation about you becoming Belgium's representative began. Probably a long time ago.
It's a lot. I think it's maybe 1 year ago or yeah, more. I don't remember exactly. Oh yeah, no, it was during the summer during the shooting of Drag Race Belgium season 1. So maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. It's been a long time because it's the season 2, so it's been a long time. But it was like in the morning. I was at the makeup really early in the morning, and the big boss of the RTBF, the TV channel in Belgium, she was like just behind me at the makeup. I was still sleepy. I was still dreaming of cats or pug. I don't know, something. And she was like behind me with two hands on my shoulders, just saying like, "Do you know Eurovision?" And with a big smile on her face.
Mhm.
So yeah, I understood that she was asking something important. I was like, okay, yeah, I know Eurovision, but what do you want from me? And yeah, do you want to do it for us for Belgium? And so like, yeah, I was suddenly like all waking up, like it
Yeah.
was like a dream. And yeah, it made me like some few hours to get back on the ground. And yeah, I said yes because I can't say no. It's not possible.
Yeah.
I have to do it. I like big stages. I want to live like really extreme kind of challenges.
Yeah.
It's why I'm doing this job. So, but it was a bit like, yes, a surprise for me. It was like, okay, but because often they ask young artists in The Voice Belgium, the show, the TV
Yeah.
show. It's the way they do it often. So it was the first time for them too to ask. I'm not old, like an older. I was saying an older artist.
Experienced.
Yeah, maybe that's I don't know, but so it was a bit of a surprise for me. But yeah, I'm so happy, so happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm happy too. Um, so when you were asked, did you have Before the Party is Over ready, or was that created with Eurovision in mind?
In fact, I had a demo. Like it was not before the party's over. I think it was just it was just the party's over, something like that. And it was a demo from my album session. I was already working on my next album, and so it was also one of my condition. I don't know if it's the right word, but I was saying that to RTBF. I don't want to go in studio and like create something for Eurovision. I don't want that because I'm pretty sure that there will be no soul, and I won't be comfortable with that. I know that. So I had like a few demos from my album sessions, and I tried to work like months on other demo with my album in my head, not Eurovision, just my album. But yeah, always this the party's over is always coming back on the table. I was like in my head, I had this melody for the ending melody. I got a soul on fire. It was already there, and I was like, okay, there's something with it. I think we have to come back on this demo and work a bit further with this. And you know, that's the crazy thing is the sound begin with the ending was the first part we create the all the ending, the climax. There was nothing more, and but I was like, okay, I need to hear a lot of vocals here. I think I like the melody, but I think we need a mass group effect. So we asked random people from offices above the studio to come just 1 hour with us, just to see how it's, you know, how does it sound. And it was 20 people in the room. They were singing these lines, and I was like, okay, we really have something here. It's mixed between a sadness, melancholy, but also like there's life and energy inside of it. So I was like really happy with it. And so I think all the team around me was also like, yeah, there's definitely something here. So it was really a demo for my next album. It wasn't planned for
Yeah.
Eurovision. And the weird thing is that I was working with Pierre Dumoulin, who already worked for Eurovision with Blanche in a few years
City
ago.
Lights, yeah,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, City Lights, love it. And so that's so weird because it's a pure coincidence. But yeah, at one point I tried to work on a song for Eurovision with Eurovision in my head, but I
Okay.
wasn't happy with the result. It was like no soul in it, no magic. Yeah. So
You must lose part of yourself because you think, well, what do people want? When I don't think that is the way to.
yeah, I think it's not a good way to do it. Yeah, I think you have to follow your soul, your guts. I think it's better that way. And it was like a condition with RTBF. I also wanted to work with a full Belgian team. It was I had some little conditions like that. Not to make my diva. I'm not a drama queen, but it's just I wanted to sound like really from my DNA, like for the next album. And I wanted to work with a full Belgian team because often, Belgium is a divided country in a way. There's the
Yeah,
Flemish part and the
French.
French-speaking part, and often it's like 1 year it's the French part with RTBF, and the next year it's VRT with the Flemish part,
Okay,
and it's a different artist. But the team, I wanted a full Belgian team. So in my creative team regarding the visuals and the sound, you have people from the Flemish part, from Brussels, and from Wallonia, from the south part of
fantastic.
Belgium. So it was really one of my conditions to go there because it's symbolic. You
Yeah,
are representing a country.
the whole
So
nation.
that's, yeah, if unity, we need to talk about unity, and Belgium, it's a big question in Belgium,
Okay.
unity. So for me, it's the good place to do that. And it's a really beautiful symbol, I think.
You've been united by music. There you
Exactly.
go.
I know the slogan. I know that
It's
line.
familiar, isn't it? Well, you mentioned obviously it's a very layered song and it goes through these kind of peaks and troughs and it kind of takes the listener on a journey. And I think it's quite nice because obviously we can all kind of put our own meaning on, before the party's over. Without saying too much, because obviously I know it's personal to you, what does the song mean to you?
Yeah, you're right. The important thing for me was that people can identify themselves and put their own meaning to it, with regarding their own life and what they're going through. It was important for me to keep that open a bit, but I have my own meaning also. And I don't want to give too many info because I want people to enjoy the process with their own life. But of course, for me, it's really about resilience in a way. It's about it's a bit of a reflection of my own life because I was like, there's two parts in the song. The first is a bit more melancholic, but
Yeah,
you keep things behind. It's a bit slower. The energy is not there yet, and then the ending, it's like we free everything. It's an opening. There's the a big boom. Like it's
yeah,
really a two-part, and in fact, it's a bit a reflection of my life when I was maybe a bit more shy when I was younger, a bit more not assuming myself at all, a bit in my own bubble, in my box. And then at one point I understood that we have no no time. Life is so can be so violent, so fragile, and so that's why we don't have time. That's why there's this feeling of urgency in the end. And I really wanted to be really repetitive on purpose, to repeat like before the party's over, like a stream again and again and again, 8 times, because it's like a warning. It's like, okay, you don't have time. You just stop faking everything. Stop. Just be who you want to be who you are. Like do your things. It's a stream of life for me, really. And it's a bit of what my life, and when I was younger, a bit like I didn't understand that. I had so many fears, different fears. And I just saw Dune 2, like from Denis Villeneuve the other day. And
Amazing.
Frank Herbert is a great writer, because when he's saying fear is the mind killer or something, we have a lot of fears in life. We have a lot of, and we put ourselves in boxes, but in fact we don't have time to do that. It's so stupid, and it's not a judgment, because I know everybody has their own way of processing things, and it take some time. I know it took me a long time to be completely myself. Now I'm a bit more free.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I couldn't do Eurovision because I wasn't good in my head or good in my body. And now it's more, it's about all that, but it's a lot of different meaning. I think you can, if you're fighting a disease against a disease in your life, you can also identify yourself with the song. It's for those who are struggling in a way, because life can be a struggle, but at one point you need to going through and like show your fire inside. And yeah, it's really the big meaning, but there's different layers in it.
Is
Sorry if I'm talking too
No,
much.
no, I think that's really interesting because one of my questions I was going to ask you is you strike me, from watching your work on Drag Race Belgique, and you seem very comfortable with yourself. And I think as sort of queer people, it takes longer to get to that point, as you mentioned, and you feel you almost lose a bit of time in that kind of
Yeah,
process because
yeah.
maybe it's not till your late 20s, your early 30s. Maybe that's a generalization.
No, I
But
have the feeling that I lost some time. And you mentioned Drag Race, but it's funny, but the idea to go there to be a judge, and to accept to be in this show. I'm a fan of the show since a long time, but it was also for me, it helped me in my self-confidence also. With the act that you make, with the decisions that you take, it can, it's a little thing. I say yes, okay, I'm going to that show, I'm loving it. And then it helped me, and to be in contact with the drag world, to these amazing artists who are like always fighting for freedom, always fighting, because
yeah.
they are rebels, they are political rebels, these artists. So it's so inspiring, and so it helped me a lot, on a personal matter. Yeah, really.
Do you think working on Drag Race will kind of shape the sound of your next album? Do you think it's maybe going to be a bit more kind of open and I don't know, will it have an effect?
Yeah, to be honest, it's maybe a more, I don't know if it sounds a bit cliche, but more queer album in a way. And also more personal, because before it was, I always had like a character in the album. For example, my last album, it was about my uncle who suffered from schizophrenia.
Okay.
And so I was in a way writing his own diary, and the album was like a diary. And but there was always a character between me and the audience. And now for the next album, it's really because I'm feel more confident and I'm more myself and more free and more okay. Now I will really talk about myself, without, not for the ego, but just because I want to share what I feel what I felt in these last few months and years. And I think I'm ready now to be more personal in my music and in my writings. And the first example and the first single is Before the Party's Over. And yeah, and it's this metaphor between party and live. And it's also because for me, it's really hard for me to quit a party and to finish the party. It's also that it's
You're there
also
when everyone's cleaning up.
you'll see at Eurovision in Sweden, I'll be the last in the room.
Well, you mentioned your previous albums, and 21st Century Boy is such a phenomenal piece of work, and it's mad to think it's coming up to 6 years ago that was
Yeah.
released. How do you look back on your debut album? Do you look back and think, oh, I would maybe change elements, or do you look back and think, I'm really proud of
It's
that piece
really,
of work?
yeah, it's really hard for me to look back on everything. I'm always like, I want to see what's next, what's tomorrow. It's really hard for me. And to be really honest, no, it's not that I don't like it, but I'm so into something else,
Yeah.
and I think more precise and more professional in a way. It's weird, but yeah, I hate to look back, to be honest. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm always like, what's next? What's coming tomorrow?
Mhm.
Okay, that's the way that's my way of thinking and seeing things. Like always, what's next? What's
Yeah.
next?
You need to get it repressed on vinyl. I'm finding it really difficult to buy the record. So,
Ah,
if you can issue another lot to be printed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You had issue to find it, you
Yeah,
mean?
well, maybe
Yeah,
that's because I'm in the UK, so that might
yeah,
be.
maybe, and it's an old one, and maybe the last one is it's maybe easier. I don't know, but yeah, sorry for that. I will try to fix it. I will bring you one.
Oh, there you go. I'll collect in Malmö. So let's jump back to the contest. How are your preparations going? Is it still too early to be thinking about, staging, or are you
No, it's
always
not. It
thinking?
never. Oh no, it's since a long time. I'm in it. It's in fact all the concept is there, but now we are really in the concrete thing. How do you say? C'est très concret en français. It's like we are on stage. We trying stuff. We change what's not going good. We do the little details and stuff. A lot of vocal coaching, movements, choreography. Just for me to be good in my body. It's almost like a athlete or sports guy way of living. I'm going to the sports, to the gym. So, and sometimes, and I was talking about that with Gustav. Also, it's good to have like little moments where you can let it go. So, not you need some free space, see your friends. Also, it's important for me. But then I go back to the gym. I go back to and there's a lot of different things at the same time. That was a little bit overwhelming. You have all the promo stuff, the media
Yeah.
stuff, and then all the details for the technical aspects, for the ears, for the outfit. It's a bit of everything at the same time, but it's good because I like it. I like this energy, but it's sometimes I need a moment to be there. Okay, I just need a glass of wine or something. but but it's
Well,
okay.
it's interesting because I was going to ask, it is such a high profile, it's like a train that you're on and it's going and it's going, it's going. How do you keep yourself grounded? You have obviously said like you go to the gym, maybe have a glass of wine. Is it easy to kind of keep yourself? Do you have moments where you go, right, no Eurovision tonight, switching off, gonna see a friend? How do
Yeah, I'm doing that, but honestly, you always have Eurovision in a part of your mind, in your brain. It's always there, or a little detail in a street, it can pull you back to
yeah.
Eurovision. It's not, it's of course, or you hear the sound, or someone will tell you something, but it's normal. I think it's gonna be like that, and I'm preparing for that. I'm prepared for that. It's gonna be like that until May or June. It's Eurovision all the time, and yeah, even on my acting career and stuff, everything is a bit on a break, like it's a pause, like it's no only Eurovision because it's a lot of work. But no, it's okay. But I try to, when with my friends, with my family, to avoid a bit the topic, and because yeah, there's other thing in life also. Because I don't want to become crazy. I'm already a bit weird, so
Well, there's so much going on as well. If you look internationally with the various national finals, Sweden are choosing their act this weekend, and lots of acts are being kind of announced as they are each week. Are you keeping an eye on who's being announced? Are you listening to the songs? Are you kind of like
yeah,
immersed in the
on
world?
Instagram I follow Eurovision, so I have the Lorraine sound,
Yeah.
when they are. So I'm always, oh, a new one.
A new friend.
Uh, yeah, new friend. Hello, hello. But uh, no, yeah, of course. And I've listened to all the songs, and I think there's a lot of what I like this year. I don't know if it's like that each year, maybe I don't know, but it's a lot of different thing. I think it's but there's a lot of up tempo and crazy stuff, and it's really good for the show. And but I like it because it's different, and I can feel that the countries are taking it really seriously in a way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, it's a high level. Oh. But and I'm like, I was also happy with your entry like Oli because
Yeah.
I'm such a huge fan of Oli since a long time. And when I read the news that it was like him representing UK, I was like, it's amazing. I will be able to maybe give him a hug or to have
Yeah.
a picture with him. I was like, oh my God, the fanboy is coming back. Hello. And he followed me on Instagram. I was just like, oh my God, he followed me on Instagram. I took a screenshot of it. And then I sent a little word, but he didn't answer. So I'm still
Well,
waiting.
you'll have thousands um, from us as well, you know.
Oh, but I'm so happy to be able to meet him, and yeah, and I'm a big fan. But I already had some conversations with Nemo also, with Sliman. Yeah, I can feel there's a good energy for now. I love it.
I think that, like you said, there is a real trend of countries are taking this more seriously now, and I think the UK is quite a good example because we were so used to we'd get behind our act, but we were used to like nil pois, and you get to accept it. But the past sort of few years, it's like, oh, like that's a really good
Yeah,
song that you'd listen to on the radio or a song that you would stream. Um,
maybe
so
it's the Maneskin Loreen effect, or that they can see that there's something going on and the show is like really well produced. And I don't know, yeah, and even on the, I don't know how is it in the UK, but in Belgium, the people, the audiences, they are like giving more credits to Eurovision more than some years ago. They are like, oh, maybe there's something's going on. Like even in France, I'm not sure. I don't know if France is really into Eurovision, and but now it's changing a
yeah,
bit. Yeah, really.
it's all good though, all good. So Belgium have a magical sort of je ne sais quoi when it comes to Eurovision. And if you look back, yourself, Gustav, Blanche, Hoover Phonic, Elliot, Sinet, Kate Ryan, Sandra Kim, like really amazing talent. What is that spark that Belgium has? Because
It's
you can
because
never
we drink
predict.
a lot of beers and we eat a lot of fries. That's the reason. It's a magical
Right.
process. And chocolate a lot.
Oh,
No,
the
no.
dream.
So, but no, I think Belgium is a really little country, but it's a lot of different cultures and a mix of cultures. Between the Flemish part, the Brussels, and the French part, and so this mix, this hybrid thing, it gives a lot of interesting stuff in terms of arts, music, cinema, writings, and so. I think yeah, we are a little country, but there's a lot of energy, and we are a bit like weird in our minds because we have a weird story with it's different cultures, a mixing of everything. We have the all the past with the surrealism also, like in paintings.
Yeah.
We have a lot of art history. I think it's a weird little country, but so but lovely in a way. There's a and we have a lot of humor on ourselves also. We are not too taking things too seriously. Maybe that helps also.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. But yeah, it's a weird country, but in a good way. It's not like when I say weird, I don't know in English if it's too negative, but it's really positive in my mouth. But it's just yeah, I don't know, there's energy, and we have a lot of different influences from the world. We have the more English world, like in the north. We have France, the more Latin world. It's a mix, and the country was visited by all the empires. We were like invaded by everyone, so it creates now a mix of different cultures, and it creates creative minds also, I think. It's my vision on it. I'm not sure. I'm not a historian guy, but it's the way I would put it. It's
It's
yeah,
interesting. It is. I could remember asking Gustav last year as well, and it's just interesting because it is like you see, it's a bit of a melting pot, isn't it? It's got so many different
exactly.
influences and real. It's very Belgian, but it's
Yeah.
taking so many different parts of other places.
Yeah, and but Gustav was a bit the more lightful from these past few years. No, it was the more how can I say? And I loved it, but the more with more light in his proposition, and more often we like to put some bit of darkness and
Yeah,
melancholy, and it was also fresh to see Gustav come in with this super queer and up tempo beats. It was, but I love him. I'm so it's my new friend now. We've
amazing.
been talking a lot, and he's always there for me. I'm so happy to, yeah, I'm so happy to. to know him.
Well, I don't want to keep you too long, but I would love to wrap up with a little quick fire round, getting to know you. The first thing that pops into your head, you
Oh
can
my God.
be unfiltered, unfiltered Mustii.
I'm
So,
always unfiltered. That's my big problem.
which is amazing for an interview, though. What is your favorite film?
Mulholland Drive from David Lynch.
Oh, amazing. The last song you listened to.
I didn't hear a sound today, so it was yesterday. Let me think about it. Let me think about it. It was, I think, oh, it was in the bathroom. It was Bittersweet Symphony from The Verve.
Lovely. Your hidden talent.
My hidden talent. Oh, I think I can. I know when my friend will put their babies out in the world.
Oh.
That, for example, for example, because 2 times I sent WhatsApp messages on my girl, they were pregnant, and I felt something. Really, it's not a joke. I felt, how are you now? Is it okay? And each time was I'm on my way to hospital. It's the baby is so weird. I felt something, really. I'm not
That's
lying, huh? It's true. Two
yeah.
times. Yeah, I tried a third times, but it wasn't the case. So
Um,
it's
that's a good answer. I like that. What is your top travel destination? Where would you choose anywhere in the world to go?
oh, I'm a big fan of the US, so the West Coast, or I have made a trip there, and yeah, I love it. I love yeah, it's so interesting country, like really with a different contrast, and there's amazing stuff, and there's ugly stuff at the same time. It's even for the history and for also the history of cinema. So I'm always attracted with that, the US cinema, David Lynch, Gus Van Sant, all these directors. So I'm a bit of fascinated, by this country.
Yeah. I feel like I would love to have a separate interview just about film because it's really nice hearing about all your kind of film influences as well. Um, but who is your all-time favorite singer?
David Bowie.
Amazing. What period of Bowie are you kind of most drawn to?
It's hard, but I began with not the easiest one. It was the Outside period in early 90s with
Amazing.
I'm really a big fan of, and when he worked with Nine Inch Nails, also in Trent Reznor and stuff. But I love everything with Bowie. I'm like the most fan in the world, most fanboy in the world. So, but yeah, I think that 90s, sometimes we forget this period, but I think it's really interesting and really avant-gardist in a way.
Did you like the Black Tie, White Noise album?
Yeah,
That's one
Black
of my
Mirror. No,
favorite.
and the sound Jump They Say on this album, the
Yeah,
brass, amazing. Yeah, yeah, but all this album and You've Been Around and stuff like that. Oh my God, listen to it all the time.
timeless, timeless. Would you choose a banger or a ballad
Something
in the
in
middle?
the middle.
What is the most underrated Musty song? If there was a song that people watching were to go and listen to now, what one would it be?
um, maybe It's Happening Now. The song title from my last album, the first song of the album.
Cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite animal?
My own animal. I have a pug.
Oh,
Do you want to say?
of
Wait,
course, yeah.
I'll show Dina. Wait. Dina, come, come. Here.
Oh, Dina.
Dina. Yeah, Dina. Like, it's an homage to the little Alice in the Wonderland cat. You know, the cat of Alice
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
Lewis
yeah.
Carroll books. It's Dina, and she's saying goodbye, Dina, when she's falling
Uh,
on the tube, in the ground.
oh.
So it's an homage.
I mean, we want a remake with a pug now.
And me as Alice.
Of
But
course. And lastly, do you have any closing words to anyone watching?
what do you mean, cruising? Sorry.
Closing words like, do you?
To close the conversation?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, um, you got a soul on fire. You're gonna raise roofs tonight, I think. Yes,
Love it.
that's the words.
Amazing. Well, Mustii, it's honestly been a real pleasure to talk to you. I feel like we could have talked to you for hours. And
Sorry for my English. Sometimes I'm like, oh la la, my brain is so tired, and so I'm not so quick, and I'm doing weird stuff with my grammar, but it's.
hey, it's better than my French, so you've done really well.
Thank
But yeah,
you.
thank you very much, and good luck at Eurovision. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in Malmö.
We see each other in Malmö then in a party or some stuff like that,
Definitely.
something. Yes. Okay.
Absolutely. Right.
Great.
Speak
Thank
to you
you.
later. Bye.
Bye.